with a no makeup look, your skin is like the star of the show. So you want to make sure that you have nice, glowy skin. I do want to start off with telling you what I used to prep my skin with. I have been really extra into skincare lately. I'm feeling, the older I get, the more important that it is. I've been using a lot more actives, and this last few weeks, I reintroduced a more heavy-duty retinol, tretinoin. I was using something that had a low-grade retinol in it before, but I didn't really feel like I was getting as good of results. So now that I've switched to the tretinoin, I feel like I'm definitely getting better results. My skin does feel more tight. It is getting a little bit more irritated, so I do have to be careful using it too many nights in a row. But anyways, I did use it last night, and when I woke up, I think I got it a little bit too close to my eyes, so I woke up with a little irritation right there. So tonight, I'm gonna definitely be skipping my tretinoin. This morning, I used 2 different hydrating toners. Actually, yes, I used 3 different hydrating toners. I used my Obagi one, which I have decantered into this spray bottle that I got on Amazon. I used this hydrating sample from Belief. I think I got it like from Sephora or something. And then I used my Chery Milky Toner. Obsessed with this. It's a little thicker. Maybe could be considered more like an essence. I don't know. Also reading that, actually I'm reading the Korean Bible, that the more toners that you apply to your skin, the more hydrated it will be. So I think they believe doing up to 6 times, and you can just use the same toner. If your skin's really dehydrated, apply your toner, work it in, apply it again, up to 6 times. All right, I'm getting way off track. And I know some of you are probably like, oh, that's just consumerism at its finest. But if you have dry skin, like I do, that you can understand the importance of hydrating your skin. All right, so after I did that, I used my Kiehl's Ultra Repair Barrier Cream with colloidal oatmeal. It's very good for soothing compromised skin. And up next, once I'm done, because it's almost really low, I'm gonna be using this as a backup. It's a little less expensive and it's very thick and hydrating. I recommend this. This is La Roche-Posay Balm B5. Just wanted to show you that as an option. Then I did use my Merit skin oil. You can use this before or after your moisturizer. I've been loving this. And then of course, sunscreen, non-negotiable. So I did want to mention that with a no makeup look, your skin is like the star of the show. So you want to make sure that you have nice, glowy skin, and all of that will definitely help with it. So let's get right into the actual makeup part. We're going to use a highlighting, illuminating, glowy lotion. This is by Gibson Girl, and it's one of my favorite shades, Vintage Rose. And sometimes I'll mix it in with my lotion, and sometimes I'll apply it first. I do just want to show you how pretty it is, so I'm going to put it on by itself and work it into the skin before I put my BB cream on. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Kabuki, and it just allows you to get more product into the skin faster, which I love, especially for those days when you don't have time and you just want to run out the door, but still look like a human. This is something you could literally put on by itself. Next, BB cream. This is the Age Defense by Gibson Girl, and it has lots of anti-aging ingredients in it. Niacinamide being one of them, has aloe vera. It has chamomile and green tea for soothing. And it does have some natural SPF ingredients to protect your skin from the sun even more. I am using shade Neutral for reference. It's a shade that matches a lot of skin tones. If you are unsure if you are a light or a neutral, I would go with the neutral if you're on the website because it's a little bit more neutral. And I'm kind of trying to avoid my eye area. You can see that just gave me just enough coverage and made my skin look a little bit more hydrated and dewy and radiant and glowy and all the things that you want, especially for a no makeup look. All right, so next we're gonna be using just a little bit of a cheek, and we're gonna be keeping it super natural. And this is a lip and cheek cream by Gibson Girl. It is called So Natural. So going to go ahead and hit our cheeks, and this is gonna be the first layer of it because I am gonna put just a tiny bit of concealer on, and I like to put a little bit of this underneath it. So it just melts right into the skin. It just kind of makes it look like you have a little flush of color. And I just like to just glaze the forehead just a little bit. All right, so next I'm going to be using RMS's concealer. This is the Uncover Up concealer by RMS. And the first time I purchased it, I bought the 11.5, and it matched my skin perfectly, and it's supposed to have a little bit of a yellow tint, but it wasn't brightening enough for me, so I figured I would buy something lighter, which I ended up buying the 00, the 00, and I like to mix them together so you're getting the benefits of the covering up any under eye circles you have, but then also the brightening effect. So I'm just going to put it in my lower crevice, if you can see where my dark circles are, and just a little bit, avoiding that nice lovely little sty or irritation that I have. Hopefully it goes away fast. I'm very prone to getting eye infections, and yeah, I must have just got a little bit of that tropinone a little bit too close to my eye area. And now, just for funsies and to show you how I'm mixing these two, I don't want to use a ton. I don't want to use a ton of makeup or anything, but I am just going to put a little bit right here and here of the lighter one to show you how I'm layering it in. I'm just going to use my fingers actually. It's a very natural, very hydrating concealer formula. And if you haven't watched it, I did do a review on 6 different concealers, one of them being the RMS Uncover Up. The goal, like I said, is to keep your skin nice and glowy and dewy and hydrated. And so using something with a lot of glowy radiance like this will work. I'm also going to use it as my eyeshadow base, or not even an eyeshadow base, because I'm not going to be wearing any eyeshadow. Just really just to kind of like camouflage, you know, your little veins that you have up on there. Again, trying to avoid that unfortunate area that I have. All right, that just kind of like concealed any of like the little capillaries that I have on my eyelids and just kind of gave me a little bit more of a uniform look, I guess. All right, moving along back to some cheek color. Now you can totally use your fingers with this and just kind of be a lot more sparing with it. But I find just using my little brush gives me just a little bit more color. It kind of pushes it into the skin. And now I'm just going to hit the tops of my eyebrow bone. Kind of blend that in. Give you a little bit more of I'm alive look. Now, because it is a lip and a cheek cream, I do want to show you how pretty it is on the lips. It's one of those throw in your purse and on the go, brighten up yourself, replenish your cheeks with color, touch up your lips, all in one situation. All right, we're gonna do the eyebrows, and we're not gonna do a lot, but we are just gonna kind of fill them in. I already have my brows tattooed on, so I just kind of like to fill in where the color isn't, you know, as dense. This is the Gibson Girl brow powder. This is Sandy Blonde, and I'm just using an angle brush to lightly dust in some product, kind of reinforce my structure of my brow. Just fill them in just a little bit. Not spending hardly any time on them at all. Swooping underneath. Now, of course, if you have real eyebrows, you probably might need to spend a little bit more time. Maybe not. But it is just an easy product to use, super forgiving. Use your fingers to smudge it in. All right, moving along to the eyelashes. We are definitely going to be curling them. I rarely leave the house without curling my eyelashes, no matter whether or not I'm doing a supernatural look or not. Takes it up just a notch, opens up your eyes, and gives you a more wide awake look. That's definitely a lot better than this sad little guy, which the eye is already sad looking today because of my sty, but this will help wake it up. If you haven't watched any of my other videos that has to do with burgundy mascara or brown mascara, loving it. This is Clinique's Black Honey Mascara, and it's essentially a combination between like brown and burgundy. So it's a great mascara for when you want a more natural look. Now, because you're doing a no makeup look, I suggest you do at least 2 coats on your mascara, because you're not doing a whole lot with the rest of the face. You have these like, you know, a little bit more of a sultry looking eyelash. Adding just a little bit of mascara to my lower lashes, because why not? Just gives it a little bit more flair. All right, so now we're gonna very, very, very lightly set it with a very, very, very light, extremely invisible, loose setting powder by Gibson Girl. We're gonna use the Hourglass number 14. Just barely dust it. Just a little bit under your eyes, on your nose, your T-zone. I'm gonna go ahead and set it with the Gibson Girl Setting Spray Finishing Mist. And then we gotta add a little bit of gloss to our lips. This is the Nearly Naked Lip Gloss by Gibson Girl. Such a pretty color that looks good on everybody. Very thick, very moisturizing. All right, there you have it. This is the no makeup look when you still want to look refreshed, but you had to run out the door, or maybe just because. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.